And Sean O'Meara with this short putt for birdie. Of course, the scramble format, position of the ball marked, and if Sean were not to make, Mark would have a chance to make the two. But Sean takes care of it. And back-to-back birdies for the O'Mearas move them to 11 under. They head at the fifth.
Par 5, we saw Rich Eagle one earlier. And so the PGA champion from Hazeltine for a birdie at this one.
How smooth was that?
Wow. A touch by the Beamer, who's absolutely thrilled to be here for the first time. Second time for Tiger and Charlie Woods, and playing with Matt Kuchar and his son Cameron here at the second.
Yeah, coming in from 141, just trying to do a fraction better than Cameron, his son, who hit a very nice shot, and they're going to be tough to get it all the way back. Oh my goodness.
It's the second pin you've hit today, or this week.
Bit of a tough break there.
That's comfortable pairing for both.
Charlie's ready.
And a great angle here from the left side. Take direct aim at this whole location. 127.
Shot, Char.
Ooh, little club twirl.
Good shot, Char. I love it.
Good job.
Wonder where you learned that.
That's genetic.
That had some club speed in its own right, that twirl.
Some strong genes in this family, especially in this golfing family here. Tiger with the 9-iron in his hand, and from this number here, and this is kind of where he struggled a little bit yesterday, is he didn't quite feel or hit the distances that he was feeling. So I'm sure he'll make some adjustments. Just take a little bit more club. Typically this might be a real hard pitching wedge, but today's just going to hit a 3/4 9.
You hear Charlie say cut, cut, trying to move it over to the right a little bit. So the Woods is off their opening birdie. Look again, and young Carl from close range for eagle. This to tie for the lead at 13 under. And Carl's got it.
Henrik said that Carl made a bunch of putts yesterday.
Well, Charlie was the youngest to ever play in this event last year. That label belongs to young Carl. Birdie look for the Thomases at the first.
I had a chance to talk to Mike this morning. Said he's feeling much better. Got some treatment last night.
That's a way to start. I mean, it was a one-man show yesterday. His son Justin played so well that he single-handedly got them within one. So that's a good sign. There's Janny, his wife. All right, back over to the second. Cameron Kuchar for birdie. Oh yeah, he thought he had it too. Matt missed as well, so now we're live with the Woodses after the Kuchar started with the birdie at the first, settling for par here at the second. Tiger going over things with Charlie.
And Peter, just a little bit more engaged this year than last. Tiger just really
Pull to the left in that middle third, just on top of the left edge. Yeah.
Really making it a point to ask him questions and get him to come up with his own answers. Just inadvertently trying to just walk him through the whole process of trying to figure out which shot to hit, what club to hit, and how to commit.
And one thing that we know is reading greens is an art, and it's a skill. Sometimes you can do it, sometimes you can't. With all the grain and all the little slopes. Tiger's pretty good at it.
Oh, yeah.
You seen him pointing to the line, though, to put it here, go there.
Yeah, it's Championship Sunday, so you know Dad's going to be a little bit more amped up and engaged, and he was all over that. Charlie executed it. Great stuff.
Adam.
Not going to need yours, Dad. And back at the first, the Singh's trying to make a move right from the get-go. Cass for birdie. They've come so close in the past, in contention so many times, including the runner-up last year to the Thomases. So the Singh's off to a good start. Speaking of Nelly Corda, over at the 5th. And the quarter's off to a good start. Over to the 3rd, par 5, 519 yards for Tiger. Noda.
And a little help today again, guys. So this new driver that he has put in this week does get it a little bit up in the air fairly easy. So I'm just going to rip it. Much better golf swing than yesterday. This is nice.
I had a lot of speed on that.
I think he had a lot of concern, like we all did, just a little bit of hesitation. But today, I think he surprised himself with how well he played yesterday.
Tom Lehman on the tee. Son Sean has already found the green here at the par 3. The location on the left. You would think Tom would love that, as he plays almost every shot right to left. Nicely done.
Here's Cameron Kuchar, Matt's son, who has grown up a bit since we last saw him last year, and he has some club head speed going in his own right here. A lot of times he generates so much speed his hat falls off. Probably half the time of his tee shots.
Can't beautiful swing there. Has a good bit of power to go along with it as well.
Dad has already found the fairway. And Charlie will go up a little ways. We mentioned yesterday that he's playing a golf course that's a little more than 500 yards longer than the one he played last year. 4 different sets of tees for the PNC Championship to take care of all the different ages of the participants. You've got 86-year-old Gary Player all the way down to 11-year-old Carl Stenson. And so Charlie pegs it down here on a par 5 for him, which is 459 yards.
Yeah, he gets a pretty substantial advantage here with the tee moving up, but Tiger pretty good swing on that one. It's going to take a good effort from Charlie here to get past Dad, but just another time to look at this beautiful golf swing.
I'm impressed, Noda, that he plays that little fade, the little left to right shot at his
Groove is off. It includes John Daly and his son John Daly II. So from 130, Dad goes. And that is a little wayward. So John II, who has been backing up Dad on shots and on the putting green, Roger Maltby.
Yeah, he's been pretty solid working off his tee shot here. This, as you said, from 130, a little bit into the breeze. He throws it up pretty high in the air, a little left of the hole.
And so a long way away for birdie, but there's a lot of people who think this could be the Daly's year because John II has advanced so much. There's Reagan Sink going before his dad.
Yes, from 106. Working off of Stewart's tee shot here.
13 under 59 yesterday. Only team at a sub 60 score.
This hit well up in the air. Very, very high, just left of the hole.
Well, the first 7 holes here, Roger, are gettable, and that's why we see a lot of teams start quickly.
I didn't hit it super solid, so it kind of fluffed up into the wind. So I think the plan.
Shoot number 1.
Going to go the same.
You ever had a belt buckle that said Maltby on it, Raj, when you're on the PGA Tour?
No, and I've got room on my belly to get all those letters on there.
We just may not see it.
I've got an Arnold Palmer logo belt that I wear when I'm at the Arnold Palmer Invitational. Proudly, I wear that.
Sorry, Raj, you just kind of teed me up there.
That's okay, Danny. There's 2 very, very high and right of the hole.
That's okay.
That's going to spin away.
Wow.
Whoa.
Disappointing start for both teams here at 1.
Board down behind him because you've got to go low to have a chance. Over at the 4th.
Tom Lehman for the 2. Very nice putting before his son. So I guess maybe considering his son Sean.
Over at the 2nd, Mike Thomas has already played, did not hit particularly good shot. So just like he was in this position so many times yesterday, Justin to pick up the slack.
He played so well yesterday. He knew his dad was hurting, and he said, "Don't worry, Dad. You've taught me how to play. You've taught me pretty well. I'm gonna show you what I learned.
Bones had a microphone in his hand last year when the Thomases won. Now he's got a little heavier piece of equipment.
Still doing the same amount of walking.
And so that one finally comes to a stop. JT and Mike, chance for back-to-back birdies to start. Tiger and Charlie started with back-to-back birdies to quickly move to 12 under. The race is on for the championship belts in the PNC Championship. So for birdie at the par 5 third. Matthew played a little golf in high school, didn't play in college at the University of the West of England. Works for Daly the second for birdie at the first. Wow, how about that start?
Huge. After those approach shots, look at that belt buckle.
Yesterday, who knows, they could have those belts by the end of the day. Over at the third, second at the par 5 for Matt.
Yeah, trying to pick up after his son missed the green in the bunker short left. 203 left to the flag, trying to just peel something in there.
Pretty good.
That's a good shot. Yep.
An eagle attempt coming up for the Kuchers. First, Reagan Sink has already missed, so Dad backing him up.
Yeah, but Reagan hit a pretty good putt, got it up to about 4 inches from the hole, so he's giving his dad a real good indication. It will go to his right.
Yep, just hung out there the whole way. So a par for the Sinks. And you go back over to the third for Charlie.
Just a huge tee shot for Team Woods. Only 176, and Charlie has not hit a great shot here. But luckily, he's got Dad to back him up.
I was noticing that when Tiger's tee ball, it kind of gathered in that drain, and I'm just a little concerned because it's a little bit of an uphill lie there where, again, he's going to have to push off that right leg a little bit more than if he were on a flat part of the fairway.
Yeah, it seems like he's going to be real close to that drain with that right foot, doesn't it?
But they do like the uphill lie here, Peter, especially from 176. He can probably just launch a 7-iron, which is what he has in his hand, and just come down ever so soft. Big high cut.
Yeah, looks pretty good.
Wow, that looks a lot like vintage classic Tiger stuff. High shots, and that's what he was talking about. What a start it could be for the Woods. Mike has already missed over at the second for birdie, so Justin backing him up. What would have been back-to-back birdies to start, so they settle for a par. They got off to that red-hot start last year. Birding first, the 10 of the first 11 holes on their way to that 57.
Yeah.
And they came back from 4. So as you look at the leaderboard, we've got all these teams at 13 under. You got the Woodses set up for what could be an eagle there at the third. It's a vault into the lead. It's Justin and Mike Thomas have picked up a par after the opening birdie. The Dalys off to a good start with a long birdie putt by John the second. The Sings looking for another high finish, if not a win finally. Cass is 31 years old. We've virtually watched him grow up in this championship. Carl Stenson just short of the green at the par 5, and Dad stepping in here to see if he can improve it at the 5th. He birdied the first, eagled the third, coming off par at the 4th. Looking to get another one back here at the 5th.
It should be an easy pitch there. The surrounds around these greens this year are so lush.
Jordan Player, the 26-year-old grandson of Gary Player, on the tee. They're coming off a birdie back at the third. They're at 12 under. Oh, and a beauty.
Wow, we're seeing some good shots here at 4.
They certainly are. Back at 3.
Yeah, we saw Tiger's ball come in high and soft. Beautiful close look inside 10 feet, but the Kuchar's have an equally nice look, just about another 6 or 7 feet out.
Cameron Kuchar, yes!
Boy,
Eagle lands for the Kuchars. So a birdie par eagle start for Matt and Cameron. To quickly move it to 13 under. So we've got a log jam at 13 under right now.
Oh, you've got to keep the accelerator down. Look at these scores.
But the Woods could jump on top of the entire group at 13 under if this falls. And I know it's early, but if Charlie was able to drop this one, and we might see a fist pump. Oh yeah, let's just pick up
Just
the mark.
a casual coin toss.
It's too early to get too excited. What a start.
Well, that's a confidence booster for Charlie. We watched him yesterday. He was a little frustrated with his putting, but wow.
It could not be a better start. Birdie, birdie, eagle.
To the lead.
Family affair as you look at the sinks over at the second. You've got Reagan with his new wife. I guess just got married in July. Olivia on his bag.
6 behind it. You got 135 in the bag.
His brother Connor on dad's bag.
I can't. I'm almost certainly not going to be able to get to the back even the full one. Comfortable. I mean, after the last hole, I remember my 116 shot only went one. I'm good. Okay. You ready? Yep. I think you're dead on with me. Yeah.
You're going to hear a lot of this talk today because Reagan obviously is on the back of his dad in PGA Tour play, Raj.
Yeah, they're still going into the wind, and Dad was trying to say, remember what happened last hole? Threw it up in the air and didn't get back to the hole. So this hole deep left, 131.
That's right.
No, this is well right.
Now Reagan said he was a little nervous yesterday.
He looks like he might be a little bit today, too.
Hit it nice.
I can understand that.
Oh yeah, in the
I think
lead,
it's like a
Raj.
135. Yeah. I know it's not a gap.
To start the day, it's been passed by Team Woods.
It's fun to talk to Reagan. He's so animated. He's got such an incredible personality, just like Mom and Dad.
Yeah, Lisa's here, Mom's here, got her parents here, met them the other day. I mean, they've got a large contingent hoping that they watch Stewart and Reagan come home with a win.
Wind seems to have lulled for the moment. Trying to work it right to left. This is a little right of the hole.
Yeah, good shot.
Yeah. Not sure I got all the way back there, but pretty good shot.
Back at the second, John Daly.
That's from 112. Just right of the hole.
Ooh, there you go.
It's amazing to me, having played with John so much, he makes that big swing at those short clubs, and his hands are just incredible. The way that he can square the club up, release it, and put some spin on it.
Well, not sure if John Daly II can improve on that.
You know, Dad flatted the ball down a little bit. John, too, seems to take it up higher. He has. That's just a little right of the hole.
Well, we'll use Dad for the Dalys as we go to 4.
Yeah, this was just earlier, Dan. Jordan Player hit the brilliant tee shot here at the par 3 and made the putt as well. So they moved to 13 under. And now live, Tiger Woods on the tee.
Wind coming in just off the right now. Tiger will take this iron and try and just felt a little shift in it. Okay, guys, he's getting serious here.
We've got the old Tiger who just, you know, one little gust of wind comes up, we get grass in the air.
Yeah, it was a little puff, and you know, he really does a great job, more so than any player, of not swinging until he's ready.
Nice, go Tiger!
Oh, yeah. Good shot in there. Just past hole high. Leaves an uphill putt. Seeing a lot more good shots here today, Noda, at this par 3 with the wind and the hole location kind of matching up with the wind coming from the right and the hole cut on the left.
And I think that when the pin is sitting on the left half of the green, just visually, it makes it a little bit more appealing to most of the players. That back right location has always been a tough one to get close. This is just usually hitting his natural little cut. Nicely done.
Portion of that green just filters away a little. Tough to get it to stop there.
Flag 158 over the bunker. Wind behind us.
A chance to talk to Matt and Cameron on Friday during the Pro-Am, and Matt was saying that Cameron worked really hard on his game last week at the QBE shootout. He caddied for his dad, said Cameron was hitting balls every day after they finished playing.
Yeah, very athletic family, the Kuchers. Very active on the tennis courts and the golf course.
That one sounded heavy.
Yeah, he didn't like this one at all.
In fact, I guess Dad was playing tennis yesterday morning with his other son Connor, and kind of rolled his ankle a little bit and was hobbling around yesterday.
Yeah, that's what happened yesterday playing with his other son, and now he's requested a cart just in case.
Yeah,
so,
he was really hobbling yesterday.
I think his dad is more thankful for that than anyone else in this group, because gets to drive the bag around today. This is coming.
Yeah,
little
starts
right to
on a good
left.
line, yeah. Carries it just a little deep, catches that downslope. Well struck shot.
Sink. This was just earlier. Started off with a par. First round leaders get the first birdie of the day. No need for Dad. Reagan takes care of it. And they move into that tie with the Woods at 14 under. Now just a little tap in for the Dailies to also move to 14 under, and Dad takes care of business. The Arkansas Razorbacks looking good.
I think that that pair of pants was probably too much for John Daly the second to be able to put in shorts.
Too much for a lot of people, but John can pull anything off. Henrik Stenson to the par 5 fifth for birdie to tie for the lead. Join the groups at 14 under. He and Carl moving up the board.
The quiet ones, but the funny ones.
Yeah. And we've got the Furyks. This is Dad, Jim for birdie, playing with his son Tanner.
Oh, he called it. Really called it halfway there.
In the middle.
At the par 3.
4 birdies, first 8 holes for Jim and Tanner, moving to 11 under.
Yeah, Cameron Kuchar has already putted and missed for birdie. Dad Matt putting now. Slow putt. You can see how dark the grass is.
Go, go, go.
Oh, putting into the green. Good effort, and that will give Tiger and Charlie a great look at the line. Oh, he may not have to putt, though.
That's true.
Charlie seems to be stroking the ball a little better today than he did yesterday.
And big benefit, Gary. This is kind of a quirky read. Doesn't see a whole lot in it, but they did see it move because of Kuchar's putt, so just got to get it online now.
Not firm enough, not firm enough up the hill into the green. All right. So Tiger knows the line now because that was on the perfect line.
Yeah, he does. And, you know, Peter remarked just about the teachings between Tiger and Charlie going on. And, you know, one of the main reasons Tiger moved to Florida when he first turned pro was to learn how to putt on Bermuda surfaces because of all the different things you have to interject into your reads, the grain and very subtle slopes and whatnot. So he's now able to impart a lot of that knowledge onto Charlie when they get out for their casual rounds of golf. See if he can give another lesson here.
Just to hang on. Good effort. Will be a par.
Par 5, third shot, Justin Thomas. This was just earlier.
Wow.
How good is his short game? Oh, man, and his entire game for that matter. So playing with the Sings, Cass for birdie. And that's another birdie for VJ and his son Cass. 2 in the first 3 holes to move to 13 under, stay in it again on another Sunday in this PNC Championship.
Talking to VJ about his son Cass, he said he's a hard worker for a couple of years ago, but just couldn't make it.
This is over at the 8th. Nick Price for birdie, playing with his son Greg again. They had an incredible stretch yesterday where they make 6-7 birdies in a row at one point.
And here's another one.
Nick filling it up.
Yeah, they made some long putts yesterday. Gregory hit some really nice approaches.
Yeah, they did make 7 birdies in a row from 10 through 16 after a real slow start. Came home in a flurry. This is over at the 3rd again for birdie Mike Thomas after his son set him up out of the bunker. So the Thomases, 2 birdies in their first 3 holes.
Well, we generally see the low scores the first 7 holes. The holes in the middle get a little bit tricky. But
I've tied at 14 under. As Tiger's on the tee at the par 5 5th.
You're heading back into the wind now. It's going to take a couple good pops for this team to get there in 2.
Tiger turning this one over.
This one just came off a little bit left.
oh, it's perfect.
Wow. John Daly the second from the bunker. And Roger, what's he got?
He's got 224. Got to get it up a little quick. Lip in front of him.
Be right. Come on. Be right. Keep going. Oh, be good. Get down.
Boy,
Get
it's
down.
a good looking shot just left of the hole.
Great shot.
Is it ever?
That is nice.
Better than nice. That is tremendous.
He's a player. I'm telling you, we've seen him here for quite a few years now, and he's grown up. He's matured. He's got some great strength, wonderful putting touch.
The Sinks are next, and we'll get into the conversation again.
And there's nothing wrong with taking it out there to the left a little bit too,
Yep.
because you got a lot more room behind it that way.
Yeah.
Well, we got him at 202 here. You heard Pop's final words. We'll see how good the execution is by Reagan.
All right. Come on.
And it starts left of the holes. Trying to
Probably not a
cut,
bad
but it's
time
at
to
the
not hit.
very left
Totally
side.
perfect.
That's okay. Open door.
Yep, he's aboard in 2. Go over to the 5th from Charlie's tees. 519 yards for him.
Yeah, not as at a big advantage for Charlie here as there was at the 3rd. So back into the wind, this is going to be a tough one for him to really get out there.
Swing, bud.
Well, we saw that a few times yesterday. Doesn't waste much time. Picks up the tee. Knows it's good.
Yeah, he doesn't even watch it.
3rd. Dad second.
Just right of the hole.
There you go.
Okay.
Tell you what, Stewart has just found his game again. The 2 wins on the PGA Tour season last year. First time in a long time. He just seems to have flipped the switch again. Maybe Sinks lining up their eagle attempt first.
Yeah, I'm not seeing a lot of real discernible slope around the hole here. I think the green's probably running a little to his left. It may die that way. But a great look at eagle. And that was always left. And it barely moved left, but it started left of the hole.
Reagan's got 2 wins as a caddy here, caddying for his dad, and his brother Connor is trying to get a win of his own.
Yeah, I love what Stewart had to say about Reagan's work, too. I mean, he said he's not just Dad's caddy. He said he's become a world-class caddy, could caddy for anybody. I think that's high praise.
Yeah, he said, you know, I'm not just going to have him on the bag and on the PGA Tour because he's my son. He's got to do the job and do it well, and he has. They have really meshed well.
Same as yours.
Looked like that took a little hop.
Sorry, too far left.
So it'll be a birdie for the Sinks to get to 15 under.
Yep.
That was a good look for Eagle.
Not gonna.
Not often do you walk away disappointed with a birdie, but they certainly will be here. But they jumped into the lead
For the moment.
For the time being.
So John from close range here. This has been the order the entire tournament. He goes first. John the second, follows up if needed.
I think he's got to keep it on the left side of the cup.
Boom.
There you go. Putting better today.
John Daly II carried the team yesterday, made a bunch of putts.
So we've got the first team to 16 under, and it's the Dalys in the final group. Started the day one back of the Sinks, and they've already moved ahead of them. And 86-year-old Gary Player has this for birdie. Was dressed all in white yesterday and the Black Knight colors today.
I think he was the, their team was the surprise team yesterday. They played so well. Started the day 3 shots. As did 10 teams, started within 3 shots of the lead. And here they are still.
Oh, wow.
How about Laddie? What to tell you?
The breadth of his playing career is hard to believe.
There he is.
Carl Stenson has already missed over here, so Dad with a chance for birdie at the 6th.
Yes, sir.
And Rick.
No.
Oh, he was ready to pump that in. Under we go to 5, where Charlie is already laid up. Tiger's next. Noda.
Yeah, it's going to take a big one. 276 into a stiff breeze. Trying to swing it in from right to left. This headed just right of the green.
He was kind of flexing that right leg there, Noda, on that shot.
Like he was reaching for a little bit more.
Yeah,
Noda.
he needed to. I mean, it was going to take every bit of a perfectly struck 3-wood for Tiger.
It's over the brain.
Natural instinct for Tiger.
Over at the 4th.
Mike Thomas putting for birdie. Yeah, not gonna reach. Justin played a nice tee shot in here, and certainly a very makeable putt. Not much break to it, as we saw with Mike's effort. This is the one stat, Peter, that I think Justin was a little disappointed in this past season. He did win the Players' Championship, but when all said and done, he said it was not the kind of year that he wanted to have. And a lot of it was because of this club right here. Just very inconsistent with the putter.
Now, it's hard to win, as you know, Gary, on the PGA Tour, and it's hard to win consistently. That's what makes records like Tiger Woods and Jack Nicklaus so impressive. How about that?
Yeah, that was very nice. 15 under par now and 1 shot back.
And that'll do it for our Peacock coverage. We got the Dailies on top at 16 under. Again, we're going on Golf Channel in just a couple of moments.